Yo guys, what is going on? It's your boy King to the Con back at the mic, and I welcome you to a new League of Legends Season 9 Champion Guide. Today we're gonna be covering Jungle Qiyana, Empress of the Elements.
Empress Qiyana. I do like the sound of that.
Besides the fact that Qiyana looks really interesting and fun to play, why would you play her in the jungle? Well, Qiyana's abilities line up with jungling far too well, and she makes full use of her Terra shape by being in the jungle as well as ganking lanes. Her ganks can be very powerful and efficient if you combo her abilities correctly. The ability to Terra shape the river in order to stun a laner with your element breath before ulting them into the wall is essential when ganking. Her ult can be used in 3 different ways, and you always can decide which one fits your current situation. Her mobility is quite good and provides you 2 dashes, if combined correctly even more. Also, her damage is quite high and her passive helps out here. However, Qiyana is a very squishy champion, and once your dashes are on cooldown, you are pretty much done. Qiyana is a combo heavy champion. She requires a reasonable understanding of her kit, as it's rather detailed. Let's go quickly through her abilities in case you missed that. We're gonna start things off with the passive. The name of the passive is Royal Privilege. Her next basic attack or damaging ability against a target unit deals bonus damage. This effect can only occur once in a few seconds, guys, and she gets an auto reset after using her W, which I will be explaining later on. With her Q ability, Qiyana slashes forward in a line, dealing physical damage. However, she can gather an element with her W to upgrade her Q ability. If she uses W in the river, her Q can root/slow enemies. W on a wall grants her more damage based on enemies' health, and W on a brush grants Qiyana invisibility and movement speed until she attacks or exists. So I have mentioned this ability a couple of times already, her W, the Terra shape. Qiyana dashes towards the target location, potentially gathering an element of the wall, river or brush she targeted. While holding an element, guys, Qiyana gains 20% bonus attack speed and also some other effects like bonus magic damage and also movement speed out of combat. Aura City is her E, and Qiyana dashes a fixed distance towards the target unit, dealing physical damage. With her ult, she can send a wind blast in the target direction that knocks back enemies. The wind blast creates a shockwave across any river or brush it passes through, as well as around all borders of terrain it collides with, dealing physical damage on top of that and stunning people on top of that. For your runes, you're pretty much focusing on increasing your damage as much as possible. So this means you want to go for domination on the first tree and precision on the second tree. Your keystone can be Dark Harvest, but I suggest you to go for Electrocute. Electrocute helps you to assassinate people very fast and actually increases your burst damage. Since you can dash multiple times, your next rune should be Sudden Impact. It adds lethality on your damage, and this means it increases your damage. Eyeball Collection increases your AD based on how many wards you have cleared. With Dustplate as one of your first items, this should be an easy job to do. The last rune can be either Relentless Hunter for some more bonus movement speed or Ravenous Hunter for some healings during fights. The second 3 starts with the Legend Alacrity, which increases your attack speed and therefore your DPS. However, Coup de Grace helps you to do more damage based on enemies' health. On your bonus runes, you should go for attack speed yellows, adapted force purple and armor reds. For your first summoner spell, you should pick up Flash. This is a required summoner spell on Qiyana because it gives you a reliable escape and gets you in a better position in a team fight so you can hit more targets with your abilities and with the ult. Of course, since you are farming in the jungle, you wanna pick up Smite. As a jungler, you wanna clear the camps as fast as possible and secure important objectives like the Herald or the Dragons. For your skill order, you first wanna put a point into your W and leave it like that till later on and maximize it as the last ability. Then you wanna move on to your Q ability, maximize it as the first ability since this will be your main damage output. On the top of that, you can use your Q multiple times in a row by resetting the cooldown through your W. The second ability you should maximize after the Q ability is the E ability. With that ability you are allowed to dash to a target, and having that on a low cooldown maximizes your ult play potential. It also does a decent amount of damage. Of course you should put a point into your ultimate whenever you can, at 6, 11 and 16. As I mentioned at the beginning, your combos are not that easy to pull off and you need to practice that a lot in the practice 2 mode. All you have to do for the easiest combo though is to Q someone, then W the river, brush or wall to reset and upgrade your Q, and then Q and E him. This combo is only possible if your target is close to you. If there are escape possibilities such as a wall to jump over, you wanna initiate with your Q first, then E over the wall, and W again over the wall and Q your target to death. A more advanced option to combo your abilities is to start with your W and E Q at the same time to position yourself behind the enemy so you can knock him back with your ult. Another option would be the one-shot combo. You start with your ult to knock your target back against a wall and you E at the same time to stay close to the target so you can use your Tiamat. After your Tiamat you can go for an auto attack followed by an Q into W, and with the cooldown reset another Q and then auto attack. The current best jungle path I have found is to start at the red buff. You then head over to your Raptor camp, then the Croc camp, and then you make your way all down to the Wolf camp. After the Wolf camp, head over for your blue camp, then clear your Gromp camp, and then look for the Scuttle. After you clear the Scuttle, look for a gank. If there is a possibility to gank the lane. If not, that's the perfect timing to recall, to purchase your Tiamat for a faster jungle camp clear, and then to head over to your Raptors again and clear them again, and then to your Croc camp, and then you can look for another gank. Don't forget to ward the Drake and the Rift Herald though. Alright guys, now let's finish it off with the item build. That starts of course with the Hunter's Talisman, the Refill Potion and a Warding Totem. At your first back, or more likely at the early game, you should aim for a Tiamat, a blue or red smite and Boots of Speed. For your core build, you have the Stalker's Blade, Tiamat, Duskblade and Yomu's Ghostblade. You will get 30% CDR from these items, a lot of lethality and of course a lot of attack damage. For your boot options, you first have the Merc Threads against high AP and CC teams, Ninja Tabites against high AD teams, Boots of Swiftness for all-round mobility and Boots of Mobility if you want to hard engage or just spam the lane ganks. If you are facing high AD enemies, you will need some armor guys, for instance Deadman's Plate or Randuin's. Deadman's Plate is great for its added mobility and Randuin's is solid against high crit champions like Yahoso. If you need some health and magic resist, you can get a Spirit Visage or more. If you are facing heavy burst enemies, you can also build Sterox or Death Dance. You can of course finish your item build with Guardian Angels, a fantastic late game item to come back to life, and it also gives you some nice armor. For my example full build though, I take that core build, then add Ninja Tabi on top of that and a Guardian Angel. You will have a really solid amount of damage out of that item build, sustain and tankiness on top of that. But that's everything I've got for Qiyana Jungle guys. Don't forget to check the description box below for links to all my social media. Also, if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you so much, guys, for watching that video. Until next video, peace or bye.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions. They blocking your vision, but no, you can't listen. That shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming.